cross her nose, not up it.
Sorry, sir. Doing my best.
Who made that man a gunner?
I did, sir. He's my cousin.
Who is he?
He's an asshole, sir.
I know that. What's his name?
That is his name, sir. Asshole. Major asshole.
And his cousin?
He's an asshole, too, sir. Gunner's mate, first class, Philip Asshole.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow?
Yo!
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Keep firing, assholes!
It's the Josh Zodiac Podcast. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the greatest podcast you've never heard of. That's right. This is the Josh Zodiac Podcast, a podcast that has no real agenda and no real script. As far as you know, that is. This is the podcast that bought his tickets for Superman in July, but he bought 2 tickets for 2 different nights. Why would I do that? Because I have hope. I know you can see the Green Lantern. I'm looking forward to Guy Garner. I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to do this. I am not a Guy Garner fan. However, I'm looking forward to it. This is going to be an interesting show. There's some changes we did. We're going to do Raw and Smackdown highlights, and then we'll talk about the topics that we have at hand. It does get a little heated, nothing too crazy, but, and I'll say this in the podcast, that the beautiful thing about being a fan of wrestling is that I can have my opinion, you can have your opinion, but at the end of the day, we all love this thing that is professional wrestling or sports entertainment, depending on who you are. And we can all have our opinions, but we all love this great sport. So before we jump into the show, I do want to say, if you are new to the show, I want to say hello. Nice for you to be here. Please like, subscribe, follow, and comment. And if you have been here before, you should be doing the same thing. We all know how this works. You could follow the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and of course the video version on YouTube. Like, subscribe, follow, comment, all that stuff. And on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts, please leave a rating. Give me a 5-star. I mean, come on. And I like to think that I've earned 5 stars. I've done nothing wrong. I just have my own opinion. I'm a little bit older than most, but I have a genuine opinion of everything. So leave me a rating. Leave me a 5-star. I'll love you for it. You know? And if you have any suggestions, ideas, comments, concerns, topics that you'd like us to talk about, except for religion and politics, we will not touch that. Just give me an email. Send me an email, I should say, to thejashzodiacpodcast@gmail.com. I do know in July, I mentioned Superman, that my buddy Scuba Steve and I are more than likely going to be doing a review because we're both going to be watching this movie like crazy that weekend. That's going to be a crazy month, July, because we got Superman and we got the Fantastic Four coming out. I'm not going to go watch that Jurassic Park movie. I'm not a fan of the franchise. I think they should have stopped at the first one, but that's just my opinion. But again, all the links will be below in all of the mediums that I have posted this podcast to, including my link tree, which gives you access to the Facebook page. Also like that one as well. I do put memes and possible news stories on there as well. Twitter, not so much. And of course, my TikTok as well. I'm going to start doing shorts for YouTube and for TikTok. I've been doing it last week. It's been very successful. I've gotten some pretty substantial views, but I wish the views would turn into subscribers. So that being said, please like, subscribe, follow, and comment on the show. I'd appreciate it. And without further ado, we're going to head over to Charles and the Psycho Nerd, and get over our topics for this week, for this episode 40 of the Josh Zodiac podcast. Stick around. We'll be right back.
So, at last we meet for the first time for the last time.
Before you die, there is something you should know about us, Lone Star.
What?
I am your father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate.
What's that make us?
Absolutely nothing.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the Josh Zodiac podcast. And yes, there is a new logo in the corner. ChatGPT is a beautiful fucking thing. Before we go on to our Raw Smackdown recap and talk about the topics of the week, I want to introduce my co-arts here. First, now he wants me to call him the Psycho Nerd, not his real name. Whatever. Anyway, he is the creator of the Psycho Nerd podcast and what is it, the movie review dude or some fucking weird shit? I don't fucking know.
The repeat movie viewer.
Yeah, that thing he's talking about.
Yes, that shit.
Anyway, he is the creator of the Psycho Nerd podcast, the Psycho Nerd.
Oh,
dude, that mixer, dude.
Hey, man, those crickets are awesome, man.
Man,
so
those
nice.
mixers, man, they are hating you. And I forgot to put my sunglasses on. So let's take care of that real quick.
You know what? That's some nice crickets right there. I appreciate the love. I really do.
Especially when they're chocolate covered. And the creator of the Charles Richardson show, although he did have some technical difficulties this past week, but he has fixed the problem. He'll hopefully be back this week. None other than Charles Richardson.
Thank you. Thank you.
They were paid off.
Wow. They were, but they weren't paid off by much.
They were paid in tacos and tequila.
And promises of cookies.
Actually, I paid them one M&M each, a green one.
Oh, damn. They're all horny now. Like we talked about before we hit the record button, we have a lot of shit that went down this week. There's a couple of topics we will go over. But first, I'm going to do just a quick recap of both Raw and SmackDown. I was able to actually watch all of SmackDown. Hey.
Finally, yeah.
I know. I'm working on that. I just don't want to pay for cable. It's bad enough I'm paying for fucking Netflix just to watch Raw.
Well, if they would just put fucking SmackDown on Netflix, this would be easy for everybody.
And NXT.
Why are we re-wrapping on this shit?
I don't.
Yeah, I know.
Get over with it. Start paying for cable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I went to Fubo. It was a free month trial, so I'll try it out and see if I like it or not. But so far, not so much. Anyway, Raw results. We had a match announced for Night of Champions, which is in 2 weeks, apparently. These PLEs are coming out of fucking everywhere. CM Punk versus the GOAT, the never seen 17 John Cena at Night of Champions. Personally, I think that's a month late, but whatever. It is what it is. AJ Styles defeats Chad Gable, a.k.a., according to Charles, El Grande Burrito. I'm not convinced it's Chad, but he thinks it is.
Well, he ain't the only one.
His head.
He ain't the only one, man.
Roxanne Perez advances in the Queen of the Ring tournament and actually kind of double-crossed Liv in doing it, which has got a little more seeds of deception to the Judgment Day, not just from Roxanne.
Hey, man, she saw the opportunity. She was right there, and she took it. I commend her for doing it, honestly.
I agree.
That was a great match, by the way.
It was a good match. Bayley returns and attacks our beloved Intercontinental Women's Champion from behind. I know y'all have thoughts on this one.
Well, yeah. First off, I love the purple hair, and I love how she's not holding back her, body, so to speak, so kind of showing it off. But otherwise, it's nice that she finally came back. And come on, you knew this was coming. You knew after what happened at WrestleMania, we knew this was going to happen eventually. And I'm glad that she finally came back to, teach Becky a little respect.
Watch your mouth
for screwing somebody at WrestleMania when they have a match.
Whatever. Charles, anything you want to add to that?
A little redheaded bitch got what she deserved.
Wow.
She went ahead and she had a dirty cunt, and she needed to go ahead and be planted in the back of her neck. And Bailey went ahead and did such things.
Oh my God! You fucker! Wow!
I did tell you in the chat, it is uncensored Chaz tonight.
Well,
I think I like this guy. Holy shit.
I think I found my first YouTube short for the week. God damn.
Oh, fuck.
Here's my take on this, and we already know how unbiased I am when it comes to the women's division.
Oh, yeah.
Bullshit.
That being said, Bailey should be fined and suspended for putting her hands on the beloved Intercontinental Women's Champion Becky Lynch. How?
You know what? I
dare-
agree with you. Except she's already been fined and suspended. She was suspended because she couldn't wrestle and fined because she couldn't wrestle. She didn't get paid. So she already went ahead and serviced that sentence.
She should be fined and suspended for putting her hands on Becky
Then
Lynch.
so should Becky.
No.
Yes.
No. Never.
She went ahead and
Bailey attacked her first.
She
Bailey
went
went-
ahead and took out Bailey. Becky admitted it. So the little bitch needs to go ahead and crawl into that fucking rabbit hole.
Yeah, she had no qualms about, oh, yeah, I did it. I totally did it.
You know what? We're moving
She
the fuck
admitted
on.
it.
We're moving past this. I should have never brought this up. How dare you,
Oh,
two
the
bastard?
thing not go the way you put it.
Fuck
Oh.
you psycho fucker.
Yeah.
Our truth.
Here, have some tissue.
For those that are listening, he's handing me a roll of toilet paper. Yeah, I do got to take a big old Charles. I'll just make sure to wipe my psycho nerd when I'm done.
Yeah, I did that before the podcast. Thank you very much.
Anyway, yeah, your copy kicked in, huh? Our truth proclaims that he is no longer our truth. He is now Ron Killings, and the truth shall set us free.
Dude.
And not only that, he cut off the dreads. That was fucking symbolic right there.
I couldn't believe it. Like, wow. He's had those dreads as long as I can remember.
Yeah, agreed.
So, wow.
Sami Zayn advances in the King of the Ring tournament. Side note, LA Knight came out and took out Braun Breaker after what happened at Money in the Bank. Rightfully so. LA Knight deserved to win the briefcase, not Seth Rollins. That's a whole other argument.
Yeah, but you know there's going to be repercussions.
Yeah, we'll get to that in SmackDown.
Mhm.
Nikki Bella announces that another all-women PLE Evolution, but Liv comes out and attacks her. Bravo on Liv. I've not a fan of Liv, but
I
thank
agree.
you, Liv, for shutting her the fuck up.
I can
And
agree more.
in our main event, the ring general Gunther regains his World Heavyweight Championship from not so main event Jey Uso, who passes out from the sleeper. Before I go to SmackDown, any takes on the Raw results? Charles, we'll start with you.
Ron Killings is not Ron. Still our truth. He's still a goofball. He's still a fuckhead. Go ahead and shave off the dreads. He's still a black man who goes ahead and likes comedy. And he's only doing it because, oh my God, I am 50-something years old, and all I've ever done was be a joke, and John Cena's right, and now I have to beat him up because he hurt my little feelings.
Wow, I have not. You know what? I've been watching wrestling a long time. I've been watching R-Truth for a while, and I've never heard anybody have anything negative to say about R-Truth. This is definitely a first, and you heard it right here on the John Zodiac podcast, ladies and gentlemen. So you think he's just kind of just riding the coattails, so to speak?
Absolutely. You are looking at the greatest of all time. The man should deservedly go ahead and take that title home, CM Punk style, except CM Punk came back.
Yep.
Cena's not going back.
Nope.
He needs to take the title and actually walk out as the last real champion. And R-Truth is hurt because, Cena, why did you take your brother with me? Why did you take me with you? What happened? Why does R-Truth get left behind? I can't believe it. Little Jimmy's passing out over here. You need some love and support. Please donate $5 a month for little Jimmy.
For
He
just
needs
$5
your
a month,
help.
you can support this little Jimmy.
Absolutely, he needs
Whoa.
some love.
You know what? I
Oh,
can.
you don't want to go ahead and help little Jimmy? Well, fuck you. We're going to go ahead and kick your ass. I'm going to go ahead and cheap shot you, this and that. And then I'm going to go ahead and make Mangus Nick Aldis go ahead and give me a match against you so you can put me down again.
You know,
Wow, where's all this hostility coming from?
I can almost forgive you for your Becky comments. Almost. Still a little ways to go, but we have a whole show to go. So you
for your forgiveness.
No,
who wants your forgiveness?
Wow. Psycho Nerd, your take from the Raw episode.
I mean, it was a pretty good episode. I'm pretty satisfied with who won the the Queen and King of the Ring matches between Perez and Zayn. I'm pretty satisfied with that. This whole thing with the Ron killings, maybe this should have happened before the match at Saturday night's main event, but I get it. You know, we're evolving the story, so he just looks weird, like fucking weird now with all.
Yeah, he does look a little different without the hair.
At first, I thought he was bald, but no, he's got like little cornrows. But it took me a while to see it because he was too busy beating on Cena, so it took me a minute to see it.
Because he did a really shitty Floby job, he needs to go ahead and have it redone. He just needed to do it. By the way, I do want to mention Gunther. Congratulations on beating that little yeet ass up.
Yep, that was
no yeet. No yeet. Go ahead and fucking whoever the fuck your uncle is, Rikishi, fat ass, fucking dimple ass.
That's his dad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's his dad.
See, and that was going to be my take from this: is that Gunther regains the title from Jey Uso, and all I got to say is 4 letters, 1 word, lost. That's all I'm going to say about that.
You know, and they did an interesting job of building this up to where Jey spread himself way too thin over the last week to the point where he actually had injured ribs leading into the match, and it's like, well. At least
Jey went ahead and spread himself just like Rikishi spreads his.
Ooh, that extra chunky peanut butter, that's fucking disgusting.
But
anyway,
yes.
We're going to move on to SmackDown. Freaking LA Knight calls John Cena a fucking bitch in the fucking first 10 minutes of the show. You couldn't ask for a better fuck. It was a great promo he cut. So, but that being said, Randy Orton advances in the King of the Ring tournament with a little help from Seth's bitch boys interfering in the match.
I disagree with it.
And I know Randy has already said he'll go through anybody he can to get number 15. And then he looked right at Cody when he said it. And it kind of goes back to a year ago when Randy was like, I will do anything to win that title. I don't care if it's you holding it. So he doesn't care who's holding it. He wants number 15. And I think we're going to get number 15. Maybe not this year, maybe next year. I don't know.
Am I the only one that just doesn't give a shit about him getting his 15? Just like I didn't care about Cena getting his 17.
But you're a Cena hater, so that's
no, it's not even that. I don't even hate on him that much anymore these days. You know, I try to be more neutral about it. But it's like, was it really necessary? But at least storyline wise for Cena, it kind of makes sense. But with Orton, it's like, really, dude, come on, you don't need that.
Solo Sikoa calls out Jacob Fatu, saying that he's nothing without Solo, and he should be more grateful, and wants to hear Jacob say, I love you, Solo, and also stated that if he brought him into the company and he can take him out.
Sounds like a lot of delusions of grandeur going on.
I'm barking up the wrong fucking tree here. I'm seriously, Solo has become a teamy version of himself in the matter of like a year. You know, he was all rough and gruff, and now he's just kind of, ooh, I'm the bad guy. What am I gonna do? Nah, you know, all that shit.
Listen, Solo speaking truth. When he was running the bloodline, Tama T, Tama 2, Tama 3, whatever the fuck, he already had the band marching orders and got everything there. So
yeah.
What happened? Jacob Fatu, Mr. I'm in jail. I can't fucking get my life on track. Mr. I have to work the indies and my family's over there reaping the benefits. What does Solo do? Come on, my friend. Go ahead and let's bring you in and let's give you a little love. And that's what Solo did. So in a way, yeah, Solo did bring him in. Solo did go ahead and show him the light. Solo went ahead, but the problem is, and I'm going to give you two takes on this one, the realistic take and the one that's just hatred. But realistically, Solo went ahead and gave Jacob the platform. Jacob just fucking took off from it like a rocket in NASA.
100% right.
Goddamn right he did.
The other thing too is Solo has more time as an enforcer to the tribal chief.
Yeah.
And basically had the balls to go ahead and take it when he had the opportunity. Yes, he has been a little goofball here and there, but as you saw that promo, he's back to the dark side, and the boss means business. And I really think that Fatu is not going to get away with it that easy. He's not going to get away with trying to shy away from the person that hand fed him the company. So Fatu needs to watch his back.
You know, I just got a text from Sam Kennison, and this is what he has to say about that.
Good answer. Good answer.
That was a text? Sound like a voice.
He came back from the grave just to say that.
It's a voice text. It's 2025. We still get voice text now.
Okay.
Not T9. Oh.
Yeah, just like we still have
yeah,
MySpace, right?
The Gen Zs will never understand that T9 predictive text bullshit. Apparently, Chelsea Green calls the GM of SmackDown to let him know that, hey, I'm not there. We need to postpone the match because she's somewhere, probably by her pool, hanging out with Zack Ryder. And he goes, no, we're going to put Alba Fire in your spot instead in the tournament, which kind of upsets the entire group of whatever the Chelsea support group, whatever the fuck they're calling themselves.
Service.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
That being said, Jade Cargill advances. My throat is scratchy today.
Drink some water, man.
I have none in front of me.
You should have deep throated all those dicks earlier.
Fuck you and your bag of dicks. Jade Cargill advances in the Queen of the Ring tournament and clean, might I add. Shocking. Naomi calls out Tiffany, and of course Tiffany comes out and does her little thing, but Naomi tells her that Tiffany's life's going to be a living hell as long as she has the briefcase and as long as Tiffany's a champion. So, and then of course Nia Jax comes out there and stops this cash in from happening, which I like. Why would you do that? Or is it, Nia wants to be the one to take the belt back type of thing? I don't know what that's all about. We finally saw the Wyatt Six show up, and they defeated the Motor City Machine Guns in a match, which
was an interesting match.
It was a decent match. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't great, but it was average. It was okay.
It was a pin drop heard across the world during that match.
I'm still waiting to see when they're going to invite Alexa Bliss back, because that's long overdue. Alexa Bliss advances in the Queen of the Ring tournament, which is funny because Charlotte had, I think, Alba Fire in the figure eight.
Yes, she did.
And then Alexa Bliss goes for the pin and gets the pin. What's funny is right after the 3 count, Alba Fire was tapping out, like instantaneously after the fact. So I have a feeling we're going to see some controversy with that going forward between Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. And I'm still curious what they're going to do with those two, because they've been talking off stage, they like some sort of alliance type of thing. I don't know what that's all about. And in our main event, fucking Cody Rhodes advances in the King of the Ring tournament.
Just like with Randy Orton, I'm not happy with it. The King of the Ring tournament used to be a stepping stone for new and upcoming talent to
just like the Rumble.
Yeah, exactly. It used to be like, oh yeah, if you won the King of the Ring, that means you're coming up in the company. You're kind of a mainstay. You're going to be a big deal going forward. And look at all the names: Owen Hart, Bret Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, Kurt Angle,
Sheamus.
Well, he was already established, but but we see what I'm talking about. It's like that's what it used to be. Now, because they implemented the fact that you get a title shot, both the men and women at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the same meaning anymore. And I remember last year I distinctly said that, yeah, I like the idea of them getting a title shot. It's a good idea because you're helping set up what's going to happen at SummerSlam. It's a good idea.
I agree.
But at the same time, it loses a lot of substance that used to be what the King of the Ring represented. And I'm kind of torn right now.
Yeah, I can see that. Charles, anything you want to add from the SmackDown results?
Yeah, there's a lot of them I want to add, and you went through them really quickly. But let's go ahead and start at the top. First off, why, Nick, would you ever cross Chelsea Green? Hail to Chelsea Green. She told you to go ahead and reschedule the match because she's not there. You reschedule the goddamn match.
Oh wow,
she's a fucking star, man.
You're on the Chelsea Green train, but not the Becky Lynch train. Okay, I get you.
Well, first off, she's Chelsea's hot, and Becky's she's
don't you say it. Don't you say it.
Dude, Chelsea is
hot. Chelsea Green looks like she's
Chelsea's hot.
I can't say what I want to say. I can't say it. I'll get canceled. I can't say it.
I don't know if you probably would. Cody Rhodes can suck a fat one, to be honest with you. The American Nightmare is a nightmare right now. He's a nightmare for everybody that watches wrestling. God help us all. Somebody take him out, give him 2 in the kneecaps so he can retire and maybe go back to AEW and do nothing like he used to.
There's a lot of hate
going on here. So Alexa Bliss goes ahead and advances, which, by the way, I see no controversy. Charlotte Flair's got a bad knee. She can't lock in the figure 8 anymore like she used to. So Alexa had all the time in the world to go ahead and pin the other opponent. Boo fucking who, Charlotte. You're a bitch. Get off your high horse. Go to hell.
You are now redeemed for your Becky comments now because I don't like Charlotte either.
Okay. Technically, wouldn't that have been a double pin considering that Fire had her shoulders on the mat as well?
No, her shoulders are moving all over the place.
Okay. Yeah, she kept lifting them up.
Yeah.
What other results did I miss? What did I miss? Oh, yeah. The Wyatt Six coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Wyatt Six go ahead and put their 2 least freaking competent goons up against the Motor City Machine Guns and go ahead and beat them, which makes the Motor City Machine Guns look weak. Maybe the machine guns are now water pistols. Who the fuck knows?
Damn.
I'm just saying right now, you go ahead and you have Dexter Loomis and this guy Gacy go ahead and just ransack all over your asses. And please, and you were once the tag team champions? Holy shit. What fucking moons had to align for that to happen? I mean, god damn. Thank God for the Wyatt Six coming back.
Wow. My only thing is just the whole Solo and Jacob Fatu. I think Solo's barking up the wrong tree here because, I think Jacob...
I love you, Solo.
No.
That's all you gotta say.
I'm sorry, but anybody who talks shit behind my back the way he did and he got caught...
He is the master. He is the leader. You do not turn your back. He could say you're a garbage dumpster fire with a fat ass and you eat too much Taco Bell. You can go ahead and still show respect.
Wait, my ex-wife's been talking to you? What the fuck is that all about? The fuck? That's exactly what she said. No, I'm sorry. I promised people at work I would stop doing that. Which was the better show, Raw or SmackDown?
I go with Raw.
They both had good moments. So.
They
have really good moments, but all the promos that we got on Raw, I really kind of feel like that's what tips the scale for me.
Well, I do have one thing I can physically say.
No yeet.
Raw was the better one because of the no yeet.
Yeah, I have to agree.
And by the way, who the fuck cares you're the biggest merchandise seller? Who the fuck cares about Rikishi?
We'll get to that here in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get to that.
I want to chomp at that bit.
Yeah, we'll get to that here in a minute. But with these results, now we have and going forward after Raw, I think Tuesday or Wednesday, I had like 10 topics that we were going to talk about. And I'm like, what the fuck? I got to close this off a little bit. So the first topic we're going to talk about today is they announced that WrestleMania will once again be held in Vegas next year. Charles, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, he right there. He put a thumbs down.
Yeah, my thumb is down. Are you kidding me? What this is where I wish Vince comes back. I wish Vince had an opportunity to come back. What the fuck are you guys thinking? Okay, number one, this is a public relations nightmare. I can't believe I'm actually going on this one. I told you the uncensored, but what the fuck is going on? Yes, WrestleMania 42, New Orleans, Louisiana. Buy your tickets; they're gonna go on sale. Blah 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 blah. Never mind. We're
Just kidding.
Just kidding. And they still have no telling us what the fuck happened in New Orleans and why. What happened? They didn't pay the $1 billion fucking fee that you're charging now for a WrestleMania.
Which I think
you should have had that fucking thing in London before it goes back to Vegas for a double dip. Only fucking people that have herpes do double dips in Vegas. So you telling me you have herpes?
Damn.
Fucking lazy ass booking, lazy ass freaking promotion, and lazy ass incompetent people running where the next major wrestling event is going to happen.
Okay. I agree with about 99.9% of that, except for the Vince part. I don't agree with that. Psycho Nerd, your thoughts?
Well, first off, this will be the first time in WrestleMania history, or the second time in WrestleMania history, that they would have done the same venue 2 years in a row. The first time it happened was Trump's Palace or whatever the fuck for WrestleMania 4 and WrestleMania 5. Back then, what?
COVID. They did Tampa twice.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's right. Good call. So third time. Thank you very much. I'm very hazy on COVID.
But that second time, the Tampa twice, there was a legitimate reason for that.
Yeah,
there's no reason for this shit.
No, I don't understand this. I don't agree with it. I feel like the whole idea of WrestleMania is, it moves around to different spots, and even the idea they've been teasing the whole going overseas and doing it in London for years.
Yep.
Give those fans throw them a fucking bone. I mean, come on, they're some of the best fans you got.
Yeah, we'll go to Saudi Arabia, but we won't go to fucking London and all that bullshit. So,
and I feel like that's not.
What does Saudi Arabia have that London doesn't?
Money.
Tell me how much to throw at you. We'll go ahead and get 50 bitches to go to your hotel room. All of them are my wives. You go right ahead and go to the hotel room.
See, here's my thing too. If these cities are paying money to have this show there, then why the fuck are we putting fucking ads on the mats and on the tables and on the ladders? You're making how much money is Triple H making? How much money is TKO making?
A lot.
But that's my thing though.
Probably triple what they used to be making. See, hold on. You're kind of being a hypocrite here because of what Triple H is doing. What did Vince McMahon do to Vince McMahon Sr.'s company? It was a local promotion. What did he do? Oh, I'm going to take it national against Daddy's wishes.
Well, not just Daddy, but every territory.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So he went ahead and did it against everybody's wishes. Everybody, fuck you. I'm going to take this national. He made a boatload. Yeah. What does Triple H do? Takes over. Thanks you, Vince, for going ahead and fucking up and screwing, female wrestlers in your locker room and cheating on your wife and having all this bullshit happen. I'm going to take this now and do everything the exact opposite you're going to do. I'm going to disgrace the mat. I'm going to put ads on fucking tables and ladders on top of every square inch of the mat. So when they fall, we're going to call it a Minecraft pin or a fucking Slim Jim victory, whatever the fuck they want to call it. But by doing all that, guess what? Triple H doesn't have enough fucking pockets to put all the hundreds that he is making.
I don't disagree with that. But my thing is that if these cities are paying 18, 19, 20 million, you could probably pay every wrestler's yearly salary on a good chunk of that money.
Dude, here is where it gets greedy. This is just greed. It's not about, it's good for business. No, it's greed.
Mm-hmm. They
see a place to make money. They're going to make money. Do you think Disney gives a shit right now? They just keep raising prices. People will pay it.
Yeah, that's the sad thing is people are going to pay it.
So it's like, honestly, if there's a mountain of money to be made, they're going to do it no matter what the reputation was.
Yeah, you're right. You're not wrong.
TKO has been desperate for UFC to be back to what it used to be. Desperate. And now they have WWE. That's the big money freaking testicle dangling right there in front of them. They're just squeezing the cum right out of it.
All right.
I just
everything. Well, everything y'all said is spot on. What I was thinking, like it's meant to move around, and I'm sure there's more to why it's not going to be held in New Orleans, but they're probably not going to disclose that information. Somebody will have to leak it out, and oh my god, I can't believe they did that. But people are still going to go to the shows. People are still going to buy the fucking merchandise. It's just, it doesn't matter, and they know that. They know people are going to want to go, not because for the experience of going. Hell, they're holding Survivor Series in San Diego at Petco Park. I am saving money just so I can see if I can afford to buy a fucking nosebleed and fucking take a flight down there to be there.
Hey,
I'm gonna fucking pay the money to see it because it's in San Diego. Anybody who knows me knows that I lived there for 4 years. I fucking loved it there. It's at Petco Park and it's fucking WWE. They know this, and it's, as much as I would love the prices to be a little bit lower, I get what they're doing, and people are going to pay it anyway. Anyway,
that doesn't make it right.
No, I agree. It doesn't make it right. But again, as long as people are paying it, they're going to keep doing it, and people are not going to boycott. Oh, I'm not going to go. People are still going to fucking go.
Yeah.
See, WWE has become this conglomerate now, the monopoly with wrestling. You can say, oh yeah, AEW, TNA, AAA, whatever the fuck competitions out there. There is none. There's not. If you want to go ahead and pay cheaper tickets for wrestling, go to AEW, go to TNA, go to Ring of Honor, go see them, because now WWE has eclipsed the lower middle class families. They've eclipsed it.
Yeah, that's true. Moving on to our next topic. This one, yeah, when I heard about this, I was a little like, why? And we'll discuss that here momentarily. Is that Nikki Bella is back in WWE, and apparently Brie Bella is talking about coming out of retirement as well. So that being said,
I'm sorry, I'm going to be rude. Who gives a fuck? I'm sorry. I have never been a fan of the Bella twins.
Nope.
We don't need this. The women's division is doing great right now. We don't need this right now. Seriously.
I was going to talk about the whole Odyssey Jones, but I'm going to flip this a little bit here. In that, in Nikki's promo, she was sitting there saying, "Oh, me and my sister Brie, we helped change the women's division," and da. I'm sorry, I don't agree with that. The women's division changed when they called up 3 of the 4 horsewomen from NXT to the main roster. They already had Paige there. They had Becky, they had Charlotte, they had Sasha Banks was coming in there. The seeds, the landscape of the women's division was changing. That being said, do you agree? And I'll start with Psycho on this one. I'm prepared for this one. Are you okay or not okay with Nikki and possibly Brie coming back for yet another run in WWE?
Fuck no. That is a meh to the fucking degree. No, I never liked I mean, I don't really have a problem with Brie particularly. It's mostly Nikki I have a problem with for a lot of stuff that happened way back when, because, you know, whatever. No, I'm not happy about this. I wish they would just go away. Shoot. Yeah. We're fine with it. We don't need y'all, okay? I mean, if y'all want to participate in that new Evolution thing for old time's sake, knock yourselves out, whatever. But I have never thought these girls were very good in the ring. The time that they were wrestling, the women's division was mediocre at best.
It was bathroom break matches.
Yeah, I mean, this was the post-Ruthless Aggression era. Okay, so that means we had a couple of big names, a couple of women who could wrestle, and then everybody else were just former divas or divas, whatever you want to call them back then, that were trying to stick their toe in the water. Some of them did good. Most of them didn't do so well. Kelly was a divas champion, and I never liked her either. Nothing against her personally. I just never thought she could wrestle. And that was my biggest problem back then. A lot of these girls they weren't very good in the ring. And I like it when you get in the ring and you actually wrestle. That's why I have a lot of respect for Trish. She started out as a valet way back when. I didn't care for her. Then she gets in the ring and it's like, You've been practicing. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you some props. And I give her props. I really do. So that's what I got to say. I am not happy about those two coming back at all. Not even a little bit.
Charles, want to add on to that?
Nikki and Brie were a staple of bringing wrestling to respect for women. Lita was there. Trish, like you mentioned, was there. There were Natalia was there. So they were a part of transforming the bra and panties matches to actual title matches. They were there from the Jello wrestling matches and the bathroom break matches to actually making it interesting. Did they have a lot of moves? Were they great in the ring? No, I'm not going to say they're great in the ring, but they made it interesting. They could cut promos. So they got attention, and that's what their claim to fame is. It's over, ladies. It's over. Step aside. Take fucking Charlotte with you. have some type of lesbian con thing going on there, and leave the rest of the women alone. Because your time is past, just like John Cena is going to be. Your time is past. Retire, go to E or go to fucking Total Divas or whatever the fuck they call it now. Go away. Go away. There's no need for you to be there. You want to be ambassadors? Fine. We'll bring it on. Any Hall of Famer. If you are classified as Hall of Famer, you need to be goner. You need to go home, be that Hall of Fame, be that ambassador, not a wrestler.
Couldn't agree more.
Now, I want to add on to that just a little bit here because, and this is what we're seeing here is what we've seen in the past with these part-timers like Brock Lesnar. And of course we saw Goldberg come back. We're seeing all these older talents trying to come back for that final push. Now we're starting to see it in the women's division. We saw it with Lita briefly not too long ago. We saw it with Trish. But the difference is Trish and Lita can still fucking lace their boots. They can still do their fucking thing. And they look just as good today as they did then. But the one thing I'm going to take away from this is that Nikki and Brie are always trying to take credit for how they helped revolutionize the women's wrestling.
But they did. They
no,
had
no, no. I'm going to throw a name out there who deserves more recognition than anybody that's been on the roster back then and even now.
Don't say Becky.
No, I'm not going to say Becky.
Then who are you?
Stephanie fucking McMahon.
Wait, what?
Stephanie McMahon. If not for her trying to, she's the one that was like, "Hey, they're tweeting hashtag Give Divas a Chance." It was that little tweet that exploded. That Stephanie's like, "Hey, let's fucking run with this." It wasn't Nikki. It wasn't Brie. It wasn't Charlotte. It wasn't Paige. It was fucking Stephanie who was in Vince's ear going, "Hey, this can make us some money. Let's fucking do it." And it's about time we started being a little more serious with the women's division. The championship was a fucking tramp stamp, for God's sake. I can't take any champion who held that serious.
I'm gonna roll my eyes at that answer of Stephanie McMahon because number one, fine, you want to go ahead and say she got the ball rolling, public relations, putting it out there, trending, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Trending.
I roll my eyes and I think, okay, she may have had a hand in throwing more opportunities, but still, you can throw opportunities to average fucking Joes. The fucking crowd ain't going behind them. It ain't working. So you can throw opportunities all you want. Take Max Dupree. Anybody recognize him now? He had a lot of opportunities, right? A lot of opportunities. Now he couldn't do shit. Now all of a sudden LA Knight comes in. He has a mouth, even though he fucking slips on his promos here and there.
Yeah.
He has a mouth. All of a sudden people are starting, yeah. Now they're starting to pay attention because he has a catchphrase. I mean, he's got a pretty good finisher too and some good wrestling moves, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's a good wrestler. You know, and I know that's totally off topic, but I get what you're saying. Is it has to start somewhere, and it wasn't the talent had been talking about it, but it took the intuition or the.
You had to have the boss's daughter go ahead and talk to his ear.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't listening to fucking anybody else.
But my point is that Brie and especially Nikki taking credit, 0. No, I cannot take her serious as she's more of a valet. That's like
exactly what they were. That's exactly what they were to begin with.
But they just, and we could sit here, we could argue this all fucking day till we're blue in the face, and we'll probably never meet common ground. But and then again, that's my opinion. That's yours, and that's yours, and that's the great thing about wrestling is that we can agree to disagree. At the end of the day, we still love what we're talking about, and that's what makes wrestling awesome. Moving on, Gunther defeats Jey Uso to regain his World Heavyweight Championship. Now, I knew that was coming. I just knew it was coming. Now, my question here is, should Gunther have ever lost the title at WrestleMania? Not just the way he did, but should he have lost it at all? Charles, I know you're a very big enthusiast of Gunther, so I'm going to throw it to you first. Do you think he should have ever lost the title at WrestleMania?
I wouldn't have been opposed to it.
Would you be opposed if he got pinned versus tapping out?
No.
Or would you prefer he just passed out the way Jay did?
No. Well, yeah. So if he was going ahead in that lock, which he made, that's his move. Yeah. But if he went ahead and got into that lock and he actually passed out without tapping, there's a slight more respect there, but he should have never allowed that move to happen. That's how good he is. Pinfall, much more understandable the way because that's how he's lost it before. Yep. But much more. But I would have not been opposed to him losing. The way he did just counts 10,000% more. Yeah,
because you make him look weak by tapping.
Yes.
At least if he passed out, okay, he passed out. The body gave up on him. If he gets pinned, okay, he got pinned. He was going to get pinned eventually. But the fact that he tapped, it just made him look super fucking weak. And it was a sleeper hold of all things.
Yep.
If it had been like a sharpshooter or some other thing, okay, fine, I could see that. But it was a fucking sleeper hold. Psycho Nerd, do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, first off, he tapped way too quick.
Yeah, that's another
that really pissed me off. And I think we all equally were pretty pissed. Like, really?
Yeah, we were.
You were in that hole for less than 5 damn seconds. I've seen people in the sharpshooter for like 20 minutes before they finally tap out. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Should he have lost? Look, I understand why Jay won in the first place. Okay. He's very over with the crowd. He is the biggest crowd pleaser right now. So I get it. They want to put a title on him while he's still hot, and he only held it for 51 days. It is what it is. Yeah. So I just don't agree with the way it was done. I think it should have been handled a little better. Being pinned, that would have made more sense. That's exactly how he lost to Sami Zayn. So that tapping out bullshit, it still sticks right here. Don't care for it.
My thing on that too, I don't think he should have lost at WrestleMania. I don't give a shit how over you are with the crowd. And if we look at the 51 days that Jey Uso had the title, there was botch after botch. It was super kick after super kick. There's no substance to his in-ring ability. Gunther has an arsenal of shit he can and will do. Jay is like, oh, super kick. Oh, frog splash. Oh, let's get the fucking crowd going. Oh, yeah. No, it's Hulk Hogan all over again. And then that whole, let's do it again. It's Hulk Hogan. It's Stone Cold. It's The Rock.
But it works.
Fucking John's. Yeah, it works. It's even Daniel Bryan.
That's the problem, though. That's the problem. It works.
Yeah, but that doesn't, and we'll get into that here in a minute, but just because you're the top merch seller doesn't guarantee you a fucking title shot. I'm sorry, you should not. You should get title shot based on if you've earned it or worked up to it. Period. Do I think Jay's been in the company for a minute?
Yeah.
But I think he's a better tag team competitor than a singles competitor.
Let me point out real quick on that.
Sure.
Vince McMahon led WWE. You got to earn your spot.
Uh-huh.
You don't have the physique. and you're not working hard, you don't get a shot.
Yeah.
TKO, yeet, 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 yeet. Oh, dollar signs. Give him a belt.
Yep. And that's not right. You shouldn't get it based off of how much money you're making. It's all about now. And I know Gunther is a student of the game, and of course he's a heel. So and everybody on the fucking internet, oh my god, I can't believe they give it back to Gunther. No, Gunther is a fighting champion. Granted, there were a couple like last year where he didn't want to fight Sammy, and it was just all head games. It was all part of a bigger plan.
Head games.
But from what I'm hearing, there's a reason why they dropped it back to Gunther. I hesitate to bring it up, but I'm going to anyway. Apparently, they're setting up a match with Gunther at SummerSlam with Goldberg.
Dude, are you serious? With all that's going on right now, they're really building up for that?
That's been reported.
Been reported. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
We will talk about that when it finally comes to fruition, but that's what they're talking about. Goldberg wants one final retirement match for the title, and I'm like, if we know you're not going to win, why the fuck have the match?
Hey, why even have it be for the title? Fuck that shit.
Because
it may not be for the title. Who knows? We don't know. Like
we don't know yet. It's still like 2 months away.
They can knee jerk it just like Roman Rock at WrestleMania, so they can knee jerk it.
Yeah,
they still have an opportunity.
Yeah, but you know how I feel about part timers with titles. I hate it.
Yep.
I don't like it.
It's well documented.
Yeah, it is.
I wasn't talking about truth, but I'm going to skip over that because we talked about it earlier briefly. But the main topic I want to talk about is Rikishi. And when Jay lost his title on Raw, everybody on social media said the same thing. I cannot wait for Rikishi's podcast to come out because I'm curious what he's going to have to say. Rikishi has stated on his podcast that Olive Creative should be fired for having Jay drop the title to Gunther. Furthermore, he also says that you set him up to fail. He's the number one merch seller. He deserves to hold the title. All right. Psycho, go.
There are so many things wrong with what he said in that podcast. Seriously. Yeah. He also went so far as to blame them. Like, the whole thing about firing everybody. It's like, dude, you failed to understand. It's a storyline. This is all set up in advance. I guarantee this was part of the plan from the get-go. Yep. Okay. Now, he's a father who's passionate about his son. On the surface, I get that. Okay. I got a son and I want him to succeed in life. I get that. But you need to understand, dude, this is not you. This is your son. Okay. And I'm sure he understands that the storyline is what it is. We have to follow what the creators say. You can't take it so damn personal. And he's using this whole thing with Jay to also talk about, you're disrespecting the bloodline, not the faction, but the family overall. And I'm like, dude, your family is flourishing right now in this company. Okay. Nia Jax left for a while, came back. She's already been a champion. Fucking Jacob fought too. Are you serious? We talked about this earlier. He is blowing up in this company. He is future main eventer at WrestleMania. Give it a couple of years, if it even takes that long. I guarantee. And I liked him from the moment he showed up. That guy's a badass. And damn, whatever happened in his past, I don't even give a shit. We all fucking make mistakes.
Yeah,
I'm willing to overlook it. I just don't care for. He's delusional to the nth degree. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what he's smoking. But it's like, dude, you need to lighten up, bro. You really need to just lighten the hell up and accept that this is the way things work. Mm-hmm. Can't take it so damn personal. And besides, I mean, let's be fair here. He should be happy, Jay should be happy that he ever won that title in the first place. As we already discussed, and we've said it before, he's a 3-trick pony. And that's it. His matches are very kind of boring, kind of long-winded, and not very exciting. Gunther is a much better fighting champion. On Gunther's worst day of the year, Jay could not lace his boots, and that's a fact. And I'm not even being rude about it. I'm just stating facts. I have nothing wrong with Jay, and I have nothing wrong with Rikishi. I had a lot of fun watching him back in the Attitude Era. But he just needs to calm down a little bit and just understand that things are It's a business. And, we got to do what we got to do. And you can't get so damn upset about it. You remember how upset I used to get back in the day. I took this shit way too goddamn personal.
Yeah, you did.
And I don't now. I understand that things are the way they are, and you have to kind of just take it for what it is.
All right. Charles, you're up. I'm looking forward to your answer, by the way.
Yes, I am too.
Rikishi.
Oh,
Let me tell you something.
That's a good start.
Let me just break it down for you. Your son's a 3-trick pony. You're one big ass pony. You're not even a pony. You're a jackass. I can smell your stench a mile away, 10 miles away, all the way back in your home, probably in Hawaii or Samoa or fucking California, where all the rich bastards live. Your stench can be smelt all across the country. And you know what? It's when you open your goddamn mouth. Your mouth just needs to shut the fuck up. Your podcast is boring as shit. Nobody gives a shit about you. Okay? You want everybody, the creator, to be fired, then why don't you step the fuck up and fire them yourself? Oh, that's right. You don't have any fucking power. You're not WWE. You're history, buddy. I don't give a shit if Jay's your son. I don't care. He was doing just fine without the belt, and he'll still continue to do just fine. He'll go ahead and super kick the shit out of everybody. He'll go ahead and wave his arms up and down like a fucking hippopotamus with his mouth open. He's going to go ahead and have that fucking stupid-ass sunglasses with the word yeet on them because nobody understands what the fuck he's saying. They have to read his sunglasses like a fucking closed caption statement. You're lucky he was in the main event. Okay? That name displayed on there is just fucking street cred for the crowd. Nobody takes him as a main eventer ever unless it's with his brother. So shut your fucking pie hole and just let them wrestle. Let them tell the storyline. Gunther outweighs your son. Hands, feet, legs, dick, everything. So guess what? He lost the belt. Probably should have never fucking had it to begin with. And that's facts.
Ladies and gentlemen, that right there is how you cut a fucking promo. That is a textbook promo. He earned those applause. I'm telling you what, I could not agree with you more, but I'm going to add a little bit more to this.
I need a shower after that. Ooh.
No shit. I need a cigarette and some tacos and whatever. But I'm going to add to this just a little bit. Rikishi was a nobody until he joined, at the time, the hottest tag team in WWF that became WWF, and that was Too Cool. He was a nobody. Nobody really gave a fuck about him. And then he joined these guys, and he became relevant. He became, I did it for The Rock. He did all that shit. Okay? Now, I think he won the IC belt for like a minute. Now, Rikishi is the worst kind of father who is now living vicariously through his sons. The thing that he couldn't do. Main event and win a major title. Rikishi, shut the fuck up. Nobody gives I'm writing off your coattails, Charles. I apologize, but I agree. Rikishi, shut up. Nobody fucking cares. And if you do care what Rikishi says, you're simple-minded. I'm sorry. It's all part of a story. And I don't get it. Rikishi needs to just stop talking. And the only reason why his podcast became relevant is because his son was becoming a big thing. Rikishi, just stop fucking talking. Seriously.
Oh, and there's more that he said in that podcast that I feel like needs to be addressed.
Please, fill us in, please.
When he talked about how he didn't think, apparently there's a rumor going around that TKO is going to potentially reconfigure Roman Reigns' contract going forward because he's a part-timer, and Rikishi feels like that is a complete disservice because of how many WrestleManias that Roman Reigns has been a part of. It's like, come on, guys, that's money. And it's like, okay, let's be fair here. Out of those 6 WrestleManias, how many was he booed out of the fucking building before he got over with the fans?
I want to say 6.
I don't really remember how many, but it's like, you know what? You can sit there and talk about how many times he main evented WrestleMania, but go back and watch the fucking footage, okay? How many Rumbles was he booed out of the building for because they were sick and tired of this shit? How many WrestleManias that people, they had to get Seth Rollins to cash in because nobody gave a fuck about that main event.
That's true.
I don't give a fuck how many main events he was in. The company tried to shove him down our throats, and people resisted until they finally just gave in. They gave in. I didn't. I still don't like Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like him either.
I don't have a problem with him in real life. You know what? I'm actually happy that he survived the leukemia. Good for him. Good for your family. Good for your wife and your kids. That would have sucked if you died. You know, I'm just saying. You know, as somebody who, you lost mom years ago.
Yeah.
So it's nice that they don't have to grow up without their father. That's a good thing. Yeah. But that doesn't mean I have to like him in the fucking ring. And that's always been my argument. I don't like him in the ring. And it's like, you know what? He's been a part-timer for 4 years. So if he's not around all the time, then why is he going to continue to make the kind of money he's been making? It makes sense that you would cut it down. Like, okay, you only work this many days. We're going to pay you accordingly. And he's like, well, that's not fair because he's done all this. He's done all that. He's done all this. It's like, that's the past, bro. We're talking about now, right now.
And not just that, but they just let go a bunch of people that were doing nowhere near what they were supposed to be doing. And they cut them to save some money, which rightfully so. And I'm like, dude, it's just like in the NFL. You take a fucking pay cut to help get better talent in there. If you're not wrestling, if you're not even in the building and you're not hurt, it's time to renegotiate. And if you don't like it, fucking bye. See you later. Nice knowing you.
I actually got a call from Dwayne, and he has this to say.
Shut your mouth, you thong-wearing fatty.
How does he know I wore a thong? How the fuck does he know this?
I don't want to know that. Okay, seriously. I'm going to throw up what I haven't even eaten yet. Anyway.
Well, we are in agreement that Rikishi just needs to shut the fuck up.
He just needs to calm down. Okay, I get it. He probably did that podcast literally hours after that happened.
Yeah, he did.
It's unbelievably sour grapes, and he just needs to just take a moment.
Yep.
Smoke a fatty. Go talk to RVD. He's got a stash. He'll help him out.
Smoking the fatty.
Smoke a fatty. Calm the fuck down. Just understand, bro. It's a business. Calm the fuck down. It's not worth getting.
Would you like a bong on the blitz? Pipe with a cigarette? That's no pleasing you, Rikishi.
That's not right.
Before we end the show, there was a random thought that I went through my head as I was watching SmackDown last night, and I had to write it down because I would have forgotten it. Now, my random thought, they were talking about Cody not selling his soul and John Cena selling out and all that crap. And we haven't seen The Rock in a minute. So my random thought, I'm going to end the show before we go to everybody's socials. I'm going to end the show with this thought. Nobody has to answer it. I don't want you to. I want you to let it sit for a minute. What if Cody did sell his soul and losing to Cena was all part of a plan? Think about that for a minute. Or actually, think about that for next week. That being said, we are going to go ahead and cut this show off. Real quick, Psycho Nerd, promote your show, sir. Give us the socials.
Yeah, the Psycho Nerd podcast, which is also on my YouTube channel, The Repeat Movie Viewer. I'm currently working on a series right now that I'm going to be calling JP's Watch List, where I show off all new movies that I've acquired in my collection. It's a work in progress, but it's coming. It's coming. I've acquired the better part of about 100 new movies in my physical media collection within the last 6 months. Yeah, I'm looking at you. Wow. So and I'm not going to do that all in one shot. That's going to be multiple videos. I'll break them into different brackets. So that is coming. It's just a matter of me finding time to do it. So,
all right, Charles, give us the spill.
It is the Charles Richardson Show, heard around the world on Facebook and YouTube. Just type in The Charles Richardson Show, and boom, my ugly face appears. And you can go ahead and like and share my Facebook page. You can go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You could also listen to us on my flagship station, power1radio.com, where you could also listen to hits of the 80s and 90s, dance hits from the 80s and 90s. And, of course, on all the way in Ireland, Sunset Radio DAB can also be heard as well. So, again, that's Monday and Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern time to 10, where we go ahead and wipe the shit that your mama can't wipe.
Damn. And the show's in Ireland, which is the home of the greatest Intercontinental Champion, Becky Lynch. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I am DJ Zodiac. I already put my socials out at the beginning of the episode. I'm not going to do it again, but I will say all the links will be below in the description. Just like and subscribe, follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Those are the big three. For the Psycho Nerd, Charles Richardson, I am DJ Zodiac. I want to thank you for joining us yet again. And until next time, on your left.
Well, I certainly hope this little incident hasn't put you off flying, miss. Statistically speaking, of course, it's still the safest way to travel.
Right. Wait! Who are you?
A friend.
It's the Josh Zodiac Podcast.